Good afternoon. It is April 19, 2024. And if you can believe it, and I can, it is a Friday once again. Here in Sherbrooke, it is 7 degrees Celsius, 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Just want to make sure that's still accurate. Still 7 degrees Celsius, still 44 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm recording this video since I was just rambling on and on. I woke up late. I intended to wake up at 10 a.m. I woke up at 1 p.m. And my day is not as far along as I would like it to be. It's almost 2 p.m. Today the sun rose. I already know this, but today the sun rose at 5:54 a.m. and will set at 7:39 p.m. I'm just having my first sips of coffee of the day, so this is tough. Yesterday, I went to play some music. I started working on a cover of Seeing Stars by Jessica Lee Mayfield, which is the song I talked about yesterday. There's some interesting stuff going on. I don't know if I'm going to go through with it until the end, because I don't know if the ideas that I have, as far as making it different enough to suit the style of music that I like to make, are actually good ideas, and if they serve the song. But it was fun. And then I went to play Magic the Gathering, and I did well. I did 2-1. So I won the first match, and then pretty easily. And then I lost the second match, but I won one of the 3 games. And then in the third match, which was against somebody that is a very good player, and I don't know, I just find him sort of intimidating, because every time I've played against them, it's been real tough, and I lost. And then so I won the first one because, and I may have not won it, but he had forgotten to de-sideboard. Essentially, in Magic the Gathering, you have your 60-card deck, at least in this format, 60-card deck, and you have another 15 cards that between games between matches in a game, I don't really know what the terminology is in English, but essentially, like, you'll play a game against your opponent, and then since you don't know what your opponent has, there might be some cards in your deck that are, not as well suited to deal with that particular type of deck your opponent has. And so you'll have cards in your 15-card sideboard that can deal with certain stuff. So, for example, like, let's say somebody uses their graveyard in their strategy. Well, you're not necessarily going to put cards, like, waste space in your main deck with cards that are going to deal with your opponent's graveyard, since not everybody uses that strategy. But you'll have some in your sideboard, so you'll put them into your sideboard, and you'll have to make a decision to take some other cards out of your main deck. And so he had forgotten to take some of the his sideboard cards out, but I won. Then I won the second one, and then he was like, I think he was getting a little bit frustrated just because he wasn't doing well that night. And he's like, well, hey, why don't we just play the third game? Like, you won, but let's just play the third one to see what would have happened. And then I won that one too. And I just want to mention that specifically because there was a moment that I liked where, like, here's the thing, is I was in a point in my life where I was more prone to like anger and immediate frustration, I think, when I was less happy last summer. I was drinking a lot. I was playing Magic the Gathering against my friend Val. I just had one deck, sort of red-black, Lord of the Rings, Amass Orcs aggro deck, and I just kept losing all the time. I just wasn't able to build up a deck that would, like, I just lost and lost and lost and lost. I wasn't as good of a player, but it was frustrating me. I was getting mad, like, internally. Like, I even, like, when I was drunk, I ordered cards on the internet, just a few cards, that would specifically mess with her strategy, but some of those cards, I misread them because I was drunk. and weren't actually as good as I thought they were. Um, and I did eventually play that deck against her, but it wasn't really that fun. It just wasn't a good deck. Anyway, because it had to do a lot with like discarding and stuff, and it was like, okay, so I'm just like watching her discard the cards and not having any fun. So I'm sort of afraid, like, am I like, I always tell myself I'm not very competitive, so I'm not a sore loser. Like, am I a sore loser? But what's great is that, so I think like since I stopped drinking and am in a better mental state, I'm definitely less apt to getting frustrated and angry over petty stuff. Um, but also, I've learned through playing Magic the Gathering at the local game store that I'm not a sore loser. I don't really mind losing. Um, but it was interesting to see this guy. This guy got flustered. Not in like a sore loser kind of way, but just because like you just tell like he was like, because also he told me afterwards he just had a handful of fucking lands and wasn't able to do anything. So he was getting frustrated. He's like, I want to play and I can't play because I'm just getting flooded with lands. Um, and yeah, this is the last game. And then he had cast a spell called Silence, which made it so that I cannot cast. Oh no! He had Teferi, the Planeswalker Teferi. I forget which one, but essentially makes it so like I can't cast spells on his turn. And also, he kept casting this card called Silence, which made it so I couldn't cast spells on my turn. And so he finally got his indomitable creativity out, and okay, so I guess I got to explain. This is going to take longer than I thought, but I'm sorry. I guess let me just talk about the song, and then I'll finish with this Magic the Gathering story. Because I know this is not necessarily interesting to everybody. I don't want to start this again. Today I'm thinking about Patricia Taxon, and I'm thinking about the song "Catch These Hands" off the album Pix and Bit. From which year? It's like 4 years ago, I believe. Pix and Bit. Pix and Bit. I love the art. 2019. Yeah, like 4.5 years ago. Anyway, this song is amazing. It is 10 minutes long, and it's one of those songs that is worth the 10 minutes. Please listen to it the whole way through. It's so good. It's so beautifully paced. I love the lyrics. I love her voice. I love the different movements. I love how it resolves in the end in this like explosive, beautiful way. This whole album is fantastic. I think it's like a sort of it's like a concept album about these fictional video game characters. It's really good. Cilantro's also really good. Birdsong is really good. I mean, the album's great. Patricia Taxon is a unique artist, very prolific artist, and I'm not a huge fan of everything she does. It's so eclectic, it's so varied, but when it hits, it really hits. And if you like this song, if you like her, you like this vibe, just dive into her Bandcamp. Everything is available for free. She's believes that copyright should be abolished. She had some very interesting videos talking about that and the justification for that. But essentially, like, you could use any of her music and any projects you want as well, as long as you give her credit. And so she just releases this insane amount of music. Like, I'll just say this: last year, she posted this like album on YouTube, 25 minutes long or something. And basically, she said like, "Hey everybody, I'm sorry I haven't released anything in like 6 months, but I've been really hard at work on this project. So for the next 5 days, I'll be releasing an installment of this project." And so it was called Tech Dog. And so the first one was like 25 minutes or something like that. And the second one was a bit longer. Third one was a bit longer. Until you got to like day 5 and it's like an hour over an hour long. And then on the 6th day she releases another one. And then on the 7th day she releases another one. The one she released on the 7th day is like 4.5 hours long or some crazy shit like that. And it's so good. It's like it's amazing. It's wild. And yeah, she just put out like several hours of music, of really good music, just like that. And she's just like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I haven't been releasing stuff." And it's like, dude, you just put out more than most artists put out in like a decade. Anyway, check it out. Check out Tech Dog. It's long. I haven't even listened to all of Tech Dog 7. It's just very long, and it's, sort of dark ambient stuff for like 4 or 5 hours. So, um, Foley Artist is really good as well. Dora Eamon, especially the first song, Homeward Demon, is really good. So to finish this Magic the Gathering story, I do apologize I did not get that passion fruit drink. I might look for it tonight. I'm not sure if I want to go play Magic the Gathering Commander tonight, because it wasn't that fun last time, but I just want to play my Commander deck and see how it operates in reality. I don't know. And so he finally got out his indomitable creativity and targeted this dwarf token that he'd created. And so when he did that, when he cast that, he said, "I have a response." And I can tell he was frustrated because he's like, "I have Teferia, you can't cast any spells." I said, "I'm not going to cast a spell. I just want to activate." There's this ability on a Roiling Vortex, which makes it so that players cannot gain life this turn. Because I knew that he was going to go get an Archon of Cruelty, or multiple Archons of Cruelty, which he did. So he was at 4 life. And I thankfully had 4 cards in hand. I had a Boros Charm, a Monastery Swift Spear, a Mountain, and I think a Skewer the Critics. And so he put his 2 Archons down. He did not gain 6 life. I lost 6 life, but I was probably already at 20 life. And I discarded a Monastery Swift Spear and a Mountain. And then he couldn't attack on that turn. I Boros Charm. It felt so good to win with the Boros Charm. So I ended up buying another Inspiring Vantage, which I'm still looking for another one, but I can't. There just aren't any yet. They were reprinted in Outlaws at Thunder Junction, which I got 3 copies of, but I can't find any other ones. Other than that, I did get 3 copies of Lightning Helix. And Bob's Your Uncle. Okay, it just felt good to talk about that. It was a fun experience, and I had a good time. Later today. It's gonna stay similar. Gonna go up to 15. It's gonna rain a bit around 3 p.m. 59 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius. Gonna rain again at around 7 p.m. It's gonna be 12 degrees Celsius, 53 degrees Fahrenheit, and gonna leave us off with 9 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Not too bad, not too cold, but there's some moderate wind gusts in the 40 plus kilometers an hour, 20 plus mile an hour range. That's it. It was long, but I'm gonna go out into the world. Probably make some music. maybe go play at the before I have to go get a paycheck, which I'm excited about. That's it. It's great. So it goes. Everyone, have a great day.